This here is my version of mofongo de pollo. You put a little gravy on top and you are ready. Oh man. Oh man. This is how to make it. Okay, so this is what you're gonna need to make a delicious mofongo. I got a couple of plátanos here. You can use 2 or 3 depending on how big the plátanos are. These are pretty big. I'm gonna add a small one in there. I'm gonna peel them and I'm gonna cut them into about inch pieces. You're gonna need a mortar and pestle. Garlic. I have 3 cloves. Little olive oil. I'm also gonna have on hand some salt. I may or may not use it depending how I feel. Additionally, on my stove I have some leftover gravy from a beef stew. I have a frying pan with oil because I'm gonna fry the plantain pieces, the plátano pieces, and I also have on the side, when you make mofongo, you can make it with chicken, you can make it with pork, crackling, you can make it with ground beef, shrimp, whatever you want. You can even have it, you know, without the meat if you're not a person who eats meat. So this is about a little less than a quarter piece of a chicken. It's already cooked. I'm going to deal with this in a moment. So what are we going to start with? Let's start with the garlic. And what you're going to do is you're going to peel them, you're going to crush them, and where's my knife? I'm going to get that little stem off, that little knob. And, well, I'll let you watch me cut up one at least. See, if you bang it, the peel comes off really easy. Okay. And I don't have to really cut them up a lot because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the mortar and pestle and get them nice and chopped up. Alright, you can watch me do these. Alright. I'm going to put these into the, I used to call it a smasher when I was a kid. We call this in Spanish a pilón. We're going to add a dash of salt. You don't have to add salt, but just a dash. I think the salt, even that's a lot. What was I saying? And we're going to add less than a teaspoon of olive oil. And we're going to mash it up. This is called a pilón in Spanish, and I remember my mom used to tell us this like lullaby thing, this lullaby in PR that say pon 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 el dedito en el pilón. But the weird thing is the lullaby is literally saying like smash 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 your finger in the mortar and pestle, which I don't understand how that would calm a child down. But alright, I'm gonna crush this until it's nice and pasty, and let's accelerate time to deal with the plátanos. Alright, so just to show you, that's the consistency of my garlic. If you want it, you know, more pasty, that's fine. You can keep going. But I'm gonna leave it like that because I actually like it chunky. Okay? If you wanna get it more mashed, you just keep mashing it. Alright, we're gonna put that to the side. Next, we're gonna deal with the plátanos, the platanitos. These are fresh. I just got them from the market. I'm gonna peel them, and cut them into about, I would say, an inch each piece. Now what you want to do is, before you do this, you want to rinse them off. I happen to rinse them off camera, and you know, people touch them, and sometimes in shipping there's like gunk and all sorts of stuff, so you don't want to mess with that. An easy way to peel these, my mother would laugh at me because she would do this in literally, no joke, 3 seconds. But what I do is I go up against one of the seams with the edge of the knife, the tip of the knife, and run it across, and you should be able to peel it. Okay? These are super fresh. Okay? So you just want to peel these, and I gotta, how many more I have? Yeah, I'm gonna use 3. 2 big ones and that little one that you saw before. Alright, so we're gonna accelerate time and get them all peeled and cut up. Alright, so here's my plátanos. Oh, wait a second. I'm not done with them. There we go. So these are about inch pieces, right? So now what are we going to do? We're going to fry these in oil, and we're going to fry them for about, let's say 5-6 minutes. It's almost like making tostones, but you're not making tostones. You're not going to refry them, and you're not going to be, you're not going to be refrying them. You're going to fry them once, okay? Alright, let's go over to the oil. Alright, so next, let's get to frying the plátano pieces. This is oil. People use canola oil, people use vegetable oil. I am trying to be fancy, and this is actually coconut oil. You don't need this. I'm able to get it cheaper. Unnecessary, but it also adds a nice flavor. So this is on medium-low, mortar low. And there's people that when they make these, they use like 2 cups of oil. Totally unnecessary, man. You can fry up your tostones. This is not even a cup. I said tostones, force a habit. You can fry these plantains up with less than a cup of oil. So we're gonna fry these on medium low for about a good 6 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, depends. Because the thing is, we don't want to brown them too much, and also we're not making tostones, so I'm not gonna double fry them, and I'm not gonna, you know, get them crispy. I want them cooked, but not crunchy. I'll show you. Alright. I'm about a minute in, and I'm gonna babysit this. You don't want to walk away because you want to kind of turn them every couple of minutes. Okay? So it's been, a little more than a minute in, almost 2 minutes. One thing I didn't do that I should mention is that a lot of people, when they cut up the plantain, before they fry them, they'll soak them for 15 minutes in salted water. I don't want to wait an extra 15 minutes. I'm hungry now, so we skip that. Alright, so 2 minutes in, we're flipping them over. We see that they're nice and, they're getting nice and golden. So I'm going to have them here another 2 minutes and flip them over again. Remember, we're not going to make tostones, so you don't want them dark brown. You don't want them crunchy. You want it cooked and soft enough to mash, because we're going to mash them. Okay? Got a lot of suds because these particular plátano pieces had a lot of starch in them. It was super, super fresh, which is fine. Alright, so another 2 minutes. I'm going to move them around, babysit them, and we'll come back to it. Okay, another 2 minutes have passed, and I'm going to check on them. Well, I've been standing here looking at them throughout the cooking time. I'm going to flip them over again. And again, you notice I'm not letting them super brown. I want them golden, but I don't want them to super brown. I'm not making tostones. Again, I keep repeating that because it's very easy to let these go longer. You see this one? This one's kinda, maybe you can't see it on camera, but it's turning darker brown. That's what I don't want, okay? I don't want it to completely turn that way. So I'm gonna leave these here maybe a minute more. Let me look at my clock here. And what you want to do is you want to test them with a fork. So let's get this guy in the middle here. And let me see if I can puncture him through. Yeah, see, I can go through. Okay? So these are ready. So in all, this was 1, 2, 3, 4. This was about 6 minutes. Okay? You know, the heat depends. It depends on your oil. Let's try another one. Let me see if I can go through him. Ooh, carefully now. Well, I can actually crush it with my tongs too. Alright, so these are done, ladies and gentlemen. These are done. We're going to take them out the oil. We're going to let them sit on a paper towel and let them drain of their oil. So you can do this for about 6 minutes, okay? Maybe 7, again, depending on your oil, depending on your setup. And you want to take a fork to them. And there may be some resistance, but it should be relatively easy for you to go through. If it's tougher than that, let them go a little longer, a minute or 2 more. Alright? Okay, but these are done. Okay, so here my plátano, my plantain pieces drained on a paper towel. It'd be nice if you have like some sort of rack or something else. I hear that actually does a better job. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of the pieces into our pilón, the mortar and pestle with the garlic and olive oil. And we're going to mash them together and make them into like a kind of like a delicious clay. You can also alternatively, if you don't, you know, this is kind of a small mortar and pestle. You can use a bowl and just, you know, you can mash everything together in a bowl. If you use the mortar and pestle, sometimes it'll be like a little ball shape, which is fine, but most people like to serve it as a half, kind of like a half circle, big half circle. But it's okay. We'll start with these. So you're gonna just toss a couple pieces in there, right, and just work them over. See? I need a camera crew. You can add salt if you want. I'm going to leave it as is. Get in there. You see, and this is why you want to be careful how you make the plantain, how you fry them. You don't want them crispy. You want them mashable. Okay? Let's put a couple more pieces. Of course, it'll get a little more crowded in there, so. And also, it depends what the consistency is you like. So, I'm going to stop mashing it here and just form a little mofonguito. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer it to a bowl so you can see also. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. This mofongo is with chicken. So let me get this back in the bowl here. So what we're going to do is we got our plátanos in there. The chicken, I started taking it apart with a fork. So we're going to put chicken in there. This chicken is pre-cooked. It's been cooked already. You're going to add bigger chunks if you want. Doesn't matter. And, you know, your chicken is seasoned too. So that's why you also want to be careful with salt. Like I said, people will put salt in this, but other parts of this are already seasoned. So let me go at it again. Even though now I kind of overcrowded it here. And I can always also continue in the bowl. I can do it that way too. And go at it with my hands. Right? And I can actually mix it in this bowl and serve it out of this bowl. Make the shape out of this bowl too. It all depends. Okay, you use pestle here in the bowl too. There's other people that put onions. I don't want onions. Okay. But what I'm going to do is, everything is nicely mixed here. I'm happy with the result. Like I said before, you can use beef, you can use ground beef, you can use chicharrón, which is pork. I have friends that are halal and friends that are kosher, so you can use chicken. This doesn't have cheese. There are people who put cheese in their mofongo. It's however you want it, however you can make it. Okay? And for the sake of getting that nice shape again, I'm going to put this back in here. I want it shaped according to the shape of the pestle, mortar and pestle here. And I'm actually going to mash it a little more, combine it a little more. Make sure your countertop is clean. Okay, let me get a plate. Let me get another plate. Let me get another plate, hold on. I'm going to use this little plate here. If it doesn't come out, you just want to give it a shake. If not, you can always cup the side there and it'll come out like this. Ta-da! Here's our little mofongo. But now it's not done yet. Now what I want to do also is, do you remember I said I have some gravy, some what was it? Chicken stew gravy. So I also want to top this off with some of that gravy. Have it there going there on the stove. So let's zoom in. I want to show you what it should look like. So there you go. There's the mofongo. The pollo, you can make it again with beef. You can make it with ground beef, pernil, chicharrón, whatever you like. You can make it veggie. Oh, and then you're just gonna top it off with some gravy or some sauce. And there you go. Let's give it a taste. It smells nice. Making more sauce. It's my spoon. I lost my spoon.